Angela, and I have got questions for you. What opens with the ladies, most of them of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, moving on up in terms of their accommodations. And what closes with the ladies, most of them, moving on up in terms of their relationships and their spirituality. If you guessed the Real Housewives of Atlanta, or you saw it on the thumbnail thingy, last night's episode, Let There Be Love and Light, season 10, episode 15, you're correct. Thank you so much for clicking on the video or joining in live and sticking around to see how we get from opening to closing. I am Angela, and the channel is Be Fabulous You. Let us proceed. Let's see. Let's go. Let go. Okay, so we're day 2, Barcelona. I might have missed a minute or two of the show, so just fill me in if there's anything important that happened. And they're saying goodbye to the villa. And as they're getting onto their little bus, their transportation, where's Portia? Hey, welcome in the chat. Where's Portia? And Nene is like, I'll tell you on the bus. And then on the bus, she's like, well, she left. She did it. Portia left for her. She didn't say anything about anybody else. She didn't say anything bad about anybody else. And Candy, which I was kind of like, huh? And then Candy is like, well, I guess over time, I'll get over how I feel about Portia. I think she's, feeling bad. I guess you have to have like a real, like I had this Scorpio moon, so I guess I can hold a grudge. I don't really get mad at people very often, but when I do, I get mad until I don't feel mad, and you can't tell me when to not feel mad. So, so anyway, I guess maybe she not feeling as mad anymore. She says she gonna get over it soon. Nene says she says the bullying just keeps coming back. And I feel like, is she really being bullied? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess everybody on reality TV in a way is bullied. I don't know. But anyway, I guess I don't feel bad for her. Like, I feel like, I don't feel bad for her. I don't feel bad for her. And I don't feel bad for her character. I might feel bad for her as a person because I kind of feel like, is she okay? You okay, sis? But like as a character, I don't feel bad for her. Okay, so the bullying just keeps coming back. And Nene says that she did suggest to Portia that Portia should talk to the group and apologize. And then, in the interview, Nene says, and an apology is not just saying the words, I'm sorry, but folks really feeling that you're sorry. And then Nene says to the group, or whatever, or to Candy, I wish I had the support that you got, Candy. I don't really think that Portia is sorry. I just really, I don't know. She could be. I don't know her heart, but I don't really think she's sorry. So you can say sorry all you want. I don't believe it. Like, what did she learn from the experience? She's sorry for what? She's sorry that it's somebody else's fault. What's she sorry for? I don't believe it. So the women are really, really excited about the hotel. They get to the hotel. They excited about their suites. They going around looking at their closets and their bathrooms. And they really excited. Sheree keeps missing Tyrone's call. We find out. And she finally gets a call from him. So Candy plus some other people arrive at, I guess they're in 2 suites. But anyway, Candy and a group arrives at the 1 suite. So all of the group is together except Sheree, who's on the phone with Tyrone. Hey, welcome on the chat. And Candy says that she wants to surprise Sheree with, kind of like, we didn't call them vanity shots. But it's like, when you do like a photo shoot, like a sexy photo shoot. So she wants to surprise Sheree with that and getting the pictures printed for Tyrone. They have some conversation about, how people have contraband phones in jail and stuff. And I'm like, we gonna get them printed and sent to him. Don't be, I don't know what he doing over there, but I don't know. Okay. Then Nene is like, well, does Sheree know that we're going to do this? No. Then you take the lead. And I didn't really see what the big deal was. I mean, maybe on that other reality show where they were like, they wanted to do a makeover for the woman, and the woman got really upset because she felt that they were trying to say, Basketball Wives. So I don't, but it didn't seem like that type of vibe to me. So I didn't really know why Nene was like, I'm going to stay far away from it. You take the lead. Candy is like, I don't have no problem. And then she's like, well, have you and Sheree spoken about Tyrone since the elephant in the room event? And Nene is like protesting too much, I think. I think she doth protesteth too mucheth. She's like, I am happily married. I love my husband. My husband, to whom I have been happily married to for 20 years, and I are very much in love. And I have never, ever, ever dated Tyrone. I have never kissed Tyrone. That night when we went out, we never had sex, and he never gave me any gifts, and I never gave him a blowjob, and blah 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 blah. And we kind of like, hold on a second. Now, she ain't say all of that, but that's what it felt like to me. Like, and Candy's like, wait, who said Tyrone had anything? You know, who said you and Tyrone had anything? And Nene is like, don't ever ask me, you know, in her dramatic, you know, extra way. Don't ever ask me about Tyrone. You know, he is not my man. He is not my cousin. He is not my friend. He is not my neighbor. If you have questions about Tyrone, ask them to Sheree. You know, she funny, Nene is. I didn't catch all of it. She's funny and dramatic, but and then Candy is like in the interview, I think she telling on herself, and I think so too. Then we see a flashback of Nene saying that she met Tyrone first and he's a con artist. And then Candy is like, you know, when Sheree comes back, you know, hey, we want to do a sexy photo shoot. And Sheree is like, no. And, you know, they're like, well, we're going to do this. We want to do that. I had the idea. Just come see this. Because Marlo's going to do the styling. And, you know, and Cynthia's like, you know, you probably wouldn't do something like this on your own. Am I right or am I wrong? And Sheree is like, you're right. Cynthia's like, right. That's why we're going to do it for you. You know, Marlo is selling her concept of styling in America's Next Top Model. Eva the diva is showing some of her, you know, her artistic design of some of the poses that she's conceptualized in her head. And Marlo is dressing a protesting Sheree and taping up titties and stuff. I was like, what in the and she's on the steps. That's the hot spot where they're gonna do the photo shoot. And Sheree feels nervous with all of the attention, and they're giving her, you know, they're fanning so her hair blows. It's cute. It's fun. I liked it. You know, I was kind of surprised that Sheree seemed so awkward with the whole concept of a photo shoot. I mean, I don't know. And they, you know, they got a little phone, and, you know, they were, you know, when Eva did her version of the photo shoot, you know, Cynthia did her version. And, you know, I feel like Cynthia's, you know, it was interesting just to see like their different approaches. And I thought that Cynthia, she was kind of cool and like grown with it. You know, I liked it. So, you know, that was cute and fun. And then we see that they had another 4 a.m. party, you know. And then we see Eva and Candy, and they're talking. And then we see Candy and Marlo and Nene, and they're talking. And Marlo is like, my thighs are sore. I don't know why my thighs are sore. And Cynthia's like, maybe it's when you were dropping it like it was hot last night. And then we see a flashback of Marlo dropping it like it's hot. It's kind of like they having a good old time. It's cute. So then it's like this thing where the two groups, like Candy and Sheree are talking, and then Nene and Cynthia are talking about Nene's protest. You know, and it's just like the editing was excellent, because it was like the two groups, the two conversations seemed to join into one contiguous conversation with flashbacks interspersed in there, and, you know, culminating with Sheree being like, Nene dated Tyrone? So that would have been, you know, I don't know if that's going to like become a big part of the dramatic story, but this way they did it and introduced it was nice. I thought nice editing. And then in the interview, Sheree is like, you know, well, Tyrone admitted that he and Nene had a thing, or that Nene had a thing for Tyrone back in the past. And Eva is like, well, obviously there's a past that Nene doesn't want to rehash. And then Sheree is like, she tells the history of, Sheree is telling the history of her and Nene and Tyrone. And, it was like, it was back in the day when I used to watch it. And even though I saw it unfold, on the TV show in a way, because remember that scene where she's like, I'm rich, I'm cashing Trump checks. And Sheree is like, well, you need to get your teeth fixed. And, so it was like, I remember that, but I vaguely remember Tyrone. Thank you for the like, but they go all through the whole, the history. And even sitting there watching it, I still can't tell you what the history is and what the story is. Sorry. You tell me in the comments what happened. It was just, I just had a very difficult time like focusing and caring. Okay. So, Sheree, so yeah, we to get the history and we see flashbacks of the, that thing. And, it was something where he was trying to book them. And then Nene felt that Sheree should get less money or Nene should get more money. And Sheree felt like Nene was trying to take money out of her pocket, out of her mouth, and blah, blah, blah. And that's when Nene is like, I don't have to take money because I get money from Trump. Okay. So get your teeth fixed, she said. I said, get your teeth fixed, which she did, which I think looked great. And we've never really talked about it for like 4 years. And we didn't speak until we saw each other on the show in Jamaica. So that's kind of like intense. Like they really are not friends. They really just are colleagues. They work together when they're both working on the same show at the same time. And then, they all go to get ready for the day. So this is like in the morning before, the day gets started. So they all go to get ready for the day. They get on their bus. Eva is giving information about the Catalonia situation. Like on Notes on the News, we've been talking about Catalonia for like the last 6 months or something like that. And her thing is that, it's an independence movement. And then there was some voter suppression. So there's like political activity going on behind them and around them while they're hanging out in Spain. And I didn't realize that Barcelona and Catalonia were close to each other. So, I'll have to Google that, I guess, if I get a chance. There's a red cardinal in the backyard. And I keep seeing just the red cardinal, and I never see the other, the female cardinal. I don't know why. They're supposed to come in couples. But I guess I never really sit and just study and find the other one, because that's what I used to do when I lived in the country. You'd sit on the porch and be like, oh, yeah, there's a cardinal. But anyway. Okay, so, okay, blah, 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 blah. They all get ready for the day. Then on the bus, Eva is talking about Catalonia. We talked about that. I really love Eva's hair with the flower headband. It's very pretty. Cynthia, there's something going on where Candy says something and Cynthia's licking her lips at her. I missed like all of it. I had seen like the preview someplace, so I knew what was coming and I knew what she was doing. But she keep licking her lips at Candy. And when she's confronted, Candy like, she licking her lips at me. You see her licking her lips. Candy, Cynthia, again, I think she had some people write some stuff for her. Maybe she wrote it, but this was funny to me. She's like, shoot, if Candy fall for me, I wouldn't have to work. She'd take care of me. She's so silly. Okay. And then they go and they do like, they're going shopping or whatever. And then that they do like a montage of them like on the street buying flowers, shopping or whatever. And it's a really beautiful montage. Then they get to the Hamon Experience shop. And it's like aged ham and, so Eva is like, it smells like fart. No one wants to say it, but it does. And then the women end up trying it, which is really interesting to me. Two things, because I guess your sense of smell, you do adjust to the smell of things eventually. But I'm kind of like, if it smells like fart, how could you eat? Like it just, your sense of smell and taste are like so intermingled. Like how would that be a doable experience? But I guess your nose adjusts relatively quickly to smells. So they, you know, get the H-Ham, blah, 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 blah. Then Sheree and Shamia and Candy decide to go off to shop some more. Nene, Cynthia, Eva, and Marlo, they stay at the ham place and they're eating. And then we see Candy and Shamia and Sheree, and they're out eating too. And Candy is concerned about her safety because of what's going on in Catalonia or in, you know, in Spain, you know, with the political situation. And she's like, you know, I'm not down with all this rioting and protesting. And, you know, so that was kind of interesting. And then I'm assuming Bravo is, you know, they got a plan, an exit plan, an evacuation plan. And then Marlo asked Nene about Nene and Sheree, you know, when they fell out. And Nene is like, I am Mrs. Greg Leaks. Don't ask me about Tyrone. And I was confused because I'm like, I thought they were asking about, did I miss when they asked about Tyrone? Because I thought they were asking about Nene and Sheree falling out. So then we see Marlo and Cynthia and Nene, and they're eating breakfast. And Marlo is like, you know, Sheree has been so quiet. She's so quiet. I mean, she's just so quiet. And Nene is like, look, you know, Sheree, I know her. She don't really ride for nobody but Sheree. She's on Sheree's side. And Sheree has been knowing about that video. And it's like, oh, wow. And Cynthia's like, yeah. And then there's a flashback of Sheree telling Cynthia she knew about the video. Now, we knew she knew about the video because we saw her at the restaurant with Croy's wife getting the information. You know, I don't think she saw the video there. But she was like, what? Oh, I'm dead. And all of that other foolishness. So, you know, that comes up. And then Cynthia is like letting them know that she planned a spiritual, you know, road trip, and she's for rejuvenation, and, you know, she's going to get baptized. And, you know, since there's so much unrest in Barcelona, they want to go outside of the city or whatever. So we see the ladies back in the vehicle. It's a 1.5 hour drive. Cynthia's talking about love and light is the theme for today. And Cynthia tells them she's getting baptized. Sheree in her interview is like, it's not enough water in the whole world to clean these biatches. And then Cynthia invites Candy to sing the song that she's working on. And Candy's song is like, I can't deal with fake people or whatever. I don't want no fake people. A fake person is one who can't get no love from me. That ain't how it went, but y'all get the idea. And then Cynthia's like, well, we wanted positivity. And I'm like, well, why you asked the child to share the song she was working on? You should have vetted it in advance. Is it a positive song? What is it about? You know, but anyway, they get to the beach. Cynthia has candy. Oh, so they get candles. They're passing out candles, and everybody's candle has somebody's name underneath it. It's like a kumbaya moment. Like, I'm going to go through it, but nothing really, you know, that's basically the end of the episode, but we'll just, since we got the notes, we'll go through them. So the ladies are on the beach, and Cynthia has the candles with folks' names under, and Candy gets Sheree, and she says something nice and sweet to her. And then Marlo has Candy, and then Eva has Shamia, who she calls Messy Mia, and she says, well, I will find something positive to say about her other than she's pretty. And I'm like, well, shoot, if you just met the woman saying she pretty and you look pretty on the outside, you're probably beautiful on the inside, that's sufficient. But she says something to the effect of I didn't appreciate the shade. And I'm like, huh, that's what the positive thing you found to say? And then she's like, you know, it's whack, it's sad, it's childish, and it's tired. But you are beautiful, and, you know, I hope we can get to a better place. And Shamia, unlike me, was like, oh, that's sweet. And she hugs her and everything. I was like, ooh. And then Shamia gets Eva, and she's like, you know, you're educated. She does like a little, her name is an acronym. Educated, E, versatile, V, admiration, A, EVA. We love Eva. Haven't the slightest idea about the show, but always around the show you support, sis. Hey, good morning, good afternoon. I'm almost finished anyway. So she does that little thing. And then Nene has Portia, and Cynthia wants to include Portia in the ceremony for healing, even though she's not there. They ain't include Kenya. They ain't include Croy's wife. But anyway, I guess since Portia had made the trip, you know, she wanted to include her. So And then Candy is like, you know, I can let go of anger at Portia, and it's not that big a deal. And then Cynthia gets Nene, and Cynthia goes into the water for her spiritual cleanse. And Candy is like, she like, Candy like, that seemed like a whole bath to me. And I'm like, okay. And then Cynthia is like, we let a lot go. I just wish that everyone had been here. And that's the end of the episode. Real Housewives of Atlanta. This little twist braid has just been sticking out all day. So that's what I got. Today is the best day ever. I will be back with notes on the news soon. Probably, I'm about to go get my phone. I had it charging. So like, share, comment, subscribe. I think that I might get an opportunity to do some more quad and Black Lightning. I feel like I'm catching up, and then I feel like I'm Real Housewives roll. No wonder you didn't know. I feel like I'm catching up on Black Lightning and the quad, but then they just keep getting further and further. They keep airing the episodes, but I'm really enjoying them this year. So I'm just gonna keep going, just like when I did Underground. It was season 2, and I just went back and did season 1. We should all watch my Underground playlist from season 1, just like as an homage to the start of it all. Anyway, like, share, comment, subscribe. Thank you for being a Fabulite. Thank you for being here, and thank you for being you. Peace. Bye. Be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous.